mean, it's daily for me.
Oh, this
As
is
far as
good.
whether I'm getting out, riding my
It's
bike,
rum too.
journaling, prayer, all the things. But this is just an extension, and love connecting with other women. So we can pour into ourselves, especially us as Black women. We tend to pour into everyone, everything, put
all
ourselves
the
on the back
time.
burner. And
All
next
the
thing you
time.
know,
And feel guilty when we doing something for us.
that
That's
part
Like
it.
there, that
I
part
can
there.
I can give, but when it's time to give to me, I'm like, oh no, I can wait. Oh no, I ain't gonna do that. Oh, I can't afford that, and then go spend all the money somewhere else on somebody. You know what I
The money
mean?
or the time or the energy, the investment in
Absolutely.
some kind of way.
And then
Absolutely.
sometimes there are people that will make you feel guilty about
Yeah,
that, even from the
absolutely.
society, from the information that we get from social media, from our families, from society.
Cultural, churches, I mean, you
Yes,
name it.
Yes, we
yes,
were
yes.
talking about that a verse in the Bible that talked about being selfless because I was saying I had a friend over and he was like, "Oh, I'm nobody," or "Oh, I'm nothing," or something like that,
Oh, so they
and
take it
then
as pride when you say that I am
yeah,
somebody. So let me reverse it and say that
yeah,
I'm nobody because
And I think that's
otherwise,
unbalanced because
yeah.
the scripture also says, think it of yourself not more highly than you ought. So it
So
don't
you
mean
ought to
that
something.
you
I
should
mean,
be
that's what
thinking
I'm telling
right,
you. Something.
but
yeah,
you shouldn't do more highly than you should. But I
yeah.
mean, I'm supposed to think of myself as worthy,
Absolutely,
as worthy.
absolutely, because we
Yeah,
are, because we are. What's that scripture that you mentioned? Because I was when I said what he said, you was like, "Oh, he's talking about the scripture
I don't remember.
that don't put nobody above me," or I don't know. It was
I'm kind of like
something.
idolizing
Yeah.
folks.
Well, the person did not think high. Well, I don't want to say he didn't think highly of himself, but he was just like, "Oh, I'm nobody." You know, and he was raised in the church, so I feel like we're taught, like in church, you know,
You should
you
be
shouldn't be
humble.
boastful, to be humbled, and you should be.
Different.
However,
It's that
absolutely,
balance.
definitely
It's
a
a balance. So
balance.
you
You
don't have to
have
be
to.
prideful, but you can also, I mean, see yourself as having worth because we're made
Yeah,
in God's image.
yeah,
So if I'm in God's image, that means I have worth. It doesn't mean I have
absolutely.
to elevate myself above God or anybody or
Right.
anything. But if I'm not going to see myself as having worth, how am I going to love my neighbors as myself? In that case, I'm really looking at you like you're nothing because I'm looking at myself as if I'm nothing. So we have to
One
have,
thousand percent.
yeah, we have to
One
have some
thousand
value,
percent.
but it's
Absolutely.
all about that balance.
Balance, everything
Yeah,
in balance.
yeah.
Balance is so
I'm
important.
one to think about how people use the word self care.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, because I think that society has uh, made it to a word to where we're supposed to forget about others,
Everybody
period.
else.
I've had enough
Yes.
of this, so I'm only thinking about
Self.
myself. And then in terms, you start going out and treating people a certain kind of way because you feel like something was taken from you for so long. But
Mm-hmm.
in the meanwhile, you're not. You can self care for yourself, and
Absolutely.
you should, but you still have to be kind to people in a
Absolutely.
Balance.
sense
Absolutely.
Balance.
because a lot of people are taking the word self care and be like, oh, that means that
I
I
can
can
treat
do
folks
whatever
like,
I want to and
Or it's
however I
about
want
me
to. And I'm
and
going to go out here and treat whoever. And that person that
absolutely.
you treat that way may not even had spoken to you or may have not even known you. You just being a trashy person because you've
Mm,
had other
See,
trashy people in your background for so
yeah.
long. Now you
see,
want to be trashy.
see.
Yeah.
But see, so this is what I tell my couples when I work with them. That first extend grace and kindness to yourself, and then take that grace and that kindness and extend it to your partner. And
that's that overflow.
the reason that I tell
Mm,
people that in that way is because I cannot give you anything that I
I
don't
don't
possess
have.
myself.
True.
So
absolutely.
and you can really tell the way people interact with other people. That's their internal mechanism, their internal dialogue, their internal voice happening inside of them, but it's coming out.
Now,
I
right.
often say
Absolutely.
self-hatred projected onto another person is
It's
murder.
murder.
That's what I
It's
say.
Oh, that's
murder.
Self-hatred,
Baby.
that is murder.
self-hatred
Yes.
Yes.
projected onto another person
Because
is
what
murder.
happens?
Mm-hmm.
Hurt people hurt.
Hurt people.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely,
And there is
Absolutely.
so
absolutely.
So
many
get you
folks
some
who
help.
are,
Get help. Get
yeah.
some
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing at all.
So,
One of the famous, the Breakfast Club, he's doing a really good job. Charlemagne
Charlemagne the
doing
God.
a really good job of promoting, mental health. And there's nothing wrong with black men getting a therapist. Absolutely, absolutely. Because when you don't get that help, everybody pays.
But see, you know what? I think that
Everybody.
comes from even that comes from years and decades, and even I would say centuries of the things that was done to the African American community. You know what I'm saying? And trying to overcome traumas, generational traumas, that passed down and passed down. And y'all were all born around the time I was born. So I'ma start it, and then y'all gonna finish it. What go on in this house
Stays in this house.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Which
And
is
so that
and ain't nobody talking about it. And ain't nobody talking about it. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I definitely broke a curse. Because, baby, when I said some stuff was happening in the family, I was like, oh, no, we talking about this. We telling everybody. We ain't going to shun them, this person and keep them away, but we going to let everybody know so they know not to lead a baby with this person. You know what I mean? We going to talk about this thing. Yes, ma'am.
A whole lot of families and households, it does not happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then when folks bring it out, now you're wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you starting stuff. Why you talking about it? Why you bringing it up? No, we need to talk about it.
Because
we need to bring it
secrets
up.
really do make families sick. They make
Sick.
families very sick. And normalized dysfunction does what? Creates more dysfunction.
Right.
Absolutely. Come on, speak on it.
I mean, that's the thing. We all have work to do. And
Yes.
And we must realize that it has to get to a certain point where you're not blaming your parents for your behavior.
Absolutely.
You're not your ancestors or whatever. Who's gonna break the cycle of that?
That's it.
Because if I'm gonna keep blaming, I acted this way because I was brought this up this way. I acted this way because I saw this person. Well, you didn't do it, so I ain't doing it. And that kind of thing, that continues to go on, then you just have nobody taking responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I feel like a lot of people don't want to do is take responsibility.
point your fingers.
Yeah, it's easier for me to say, oh, you did it.
And that's within the family.
And then
that's
that
in relationships. That's in
victims.
whatever it may be. All the dynamics in society. But rather than point that finger that way, look at all the fingers pointing back this way. What role did I play?
That's it right there.
What
role did I play? Because I can't do anything about the role that you play.
Right.
I can't do anything about that. The only thing I can do is deal with me and work on me and try to do better the next time. That's the only thing. And that's the only thing I'm really responsible for. I'm not responsible for what mama did or what daddy did or what great uncle did. I'm not responsible for none of that because they did what they had to do with what they had at the time.
That's it.
And so they gotta go talk to their maker about that.
Or a therapist.
They make it to a therapist.
Right.
They got to answer to that. The only thing I can do is deal with my stuff. And we all got stuff.
We all have
Everybody
stuff.
all come with baggage.
Listen, I was raised by a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Listen. And listen, and this is what I tell people all the time. Don't be bothering me in the way I was raised by teenagers.
Period.
And teenagers are self-centered and mean.
Yes, Lord.
And they don't care about hurting your feelings. and they are living their best life because they're teenagers. They are learning.
Yes.
Because you know what I'm saying?
And so
at the same time, age isn't. No one has a real practical book on parenting.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My mother was like 36, 38 when she had me.
Okay.
And so she had 2 others before me. And my dad had 6 others before me.
Okay.
But they still didn't get it right by the time they got it by me.
They ain't get it right.
They ain't got it right. They ain't get it right.
Listen, my parents, I know, did the best that they can do, and I get that. Could it have been better? Would I have wanted it to be better? Yes, but I understand they were teenagers.
Absolutely.
They were learning
and
too.
now, you know what? This was something I often say. We don't get the parent, but looking back, like hindsight can be the devil. That's what I say. But we get the parents to equip us for the journey that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, had your mama not been your mama, would you be Sharani Ron? You know what I'm saying? Would you be Nicole? Would I be Tiana? Would you be Keisha, Shakisha? Right. And so, like, the parents that we got, you know, they equipped us for what we needed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really, really believe that. Just like I do believe when we come here with everything we need. We come here, we don't know which journey our children or any child is going to go on. And so it's important. It's important not to squash. And that's what, you know, I'd look back on this all the time. I've been told so many times in my life.